Having an ego is constantly viewed as a bad thing. Personally, I think there's nothing wrong with having an ego. Having an ego can be a good or bad thing depending on how it is utilized. Is having a sense of self pushing you to be the best version of yourself, or is it blocking you from achieving greater things? It all comes down to the execution of your actions, which is why in today's video I will be talking about Jack Atlas from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's, the man who threw everything away to become a king. Jack is also the only person to ever defeat Yusei in a duel. Yes, it was a flashback, but a win is a win. A character that reminds me of my favorite character in Blue Lock, the King Baro Shoei. Jack is a big reason why I love Baro from Blue Lock so much. One of the best ways to sell me on reading a series is by telling me that there is a character that claims to be the king and has actions to back up their claims. I will be there no matter what. So as Blue Lock continues, I hope that Baro continues to carry on the legacy of a true egoist. In this video, I'll be going over Jack Atlas' journey, discussing why he's my favorite character in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's, and delving into how his ego made him the man we all love today. Now, while Jack is a fan favorite character, he does not start out as the GOAT of 5D's. At the start of this series, Jack is an S-tier rat, stealing Yusei's dual runner, his ace monster Stardust Dragon, and cutting off his friends in Satellite to go live the life of a superstar in New Domino City. Jack is that type of friend where the second they start making money, they start moving weird. I think everyone has experienced the moment where their friend either started making more money than usual or gets into a relationship and then just start immediately cutting everyone off. Pure loser behavior. If the friends were genuinely bad influences, then I can understand, but people switching up on their day ones for no good reason is a common occurrence. That was Jack Atlas, the rat of New Domino City. And the way he went about it was crazy too. Kidnapped Riley and tied them to a boat to bait Yusei into saving them. Jack even tells Yusei, if you don't hurry up, that boy is finished. Bro was ready to potentially kill a kid over Yu-Gi-Oh! Jack was always on that timing though, because in the past when Jack, Yusei, Crow, and Kiryu formed the gang Team Satisfaction, they always stood on business. Then in Jack's first duel against Yusei, he had him in the palm of his hands, even went so far as to humiliate Yusei by using Stardust Dragon against him. Looking back, it's pretty insane that the first time we ever see the protagonist ace monster being used is from the rival character while they are an antagonist. Then Jack rewatches the footage after the duel is done and realizes that Yusei would have won the duel if things weren't interrupted. Afterwards, Jack was on some petty shit with Yusei. Dude made it his life mission to crush Yusei, because if Yusei was going to go down the same path of strength as him without having to give up anything, that would just simply be unfair. Bro was so salty Yusei didn't become a rat like him. One thing I really like about their final duel in the Fortune Cup is the amount of callbacks to Jack and Yusei's first duel, with Jack using the same strategy of using the speed spell End of Storm to bait Yusei into using Stardust Dragon's effect to complete his win con. Jack was cooking throughout that entire duel. However, at the end of the day, when you're fighting against the protagonist, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get cooked, which was a great moment to showcase how much Jack's pride was negatively impacting him. This was Jack's I wasn't the king moment. And this is also the start of when Jack goes from being a rat to a true king, through meeting Carly and being hospitalized in a vulnerable state, with the media exposing his connections to Satellite, people saying that Jack fell off, facing fraud allegations. Jack was truly at his lowest point. But similar to Baro in the second selection, Jack realizes his true ego, being true to himself and possessing overwhelming strength that inspires others around him to do better as a result of his connections with the people he cares about, granting him strength. Jack finally gains the qualities of a proper king, becoming a better person in the process. Jack is also just a way better character after this moment. Plus, he has some of the funniest scenes in 5D's, like seeing Jack of all people kneel down in front of Martha always takes me out. Especially in the dub, I would sacrifice so many souls if we could get a spin-off Yu-Gi-Oh! Series of just the daily life antics of Jack Atlas.
You really need to relax, Crow. Can't I enjoy a simple cup of Blue Eyes coffee?
Blue Eyes coffee? But, that's $30!
Yes, but it makes you feel like a million.
One thing I always loved about Jack as well is that the dude will sometimes just go, screw the duel, I'm going to beat you with these hands. Jack was out here improving the streets better than the police. I'm telling you, nobody was out here doing it like Jack in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's. He took down a gang all by himself. He needs an award. But aside from the funny moments, Jack was also just a man you could respect. In the Darksiders arc, when he attempted to sacrifice himself alongside Carly, that's when I knew he was a real man. He was willing to sacrifice his dreams in order to save her. That's how you know that Carly meant a lot to Jack. Not really important for the video, but it's such a shame that Jack and Carly never got together. But with the situation that happened with Carly's voice actor, it makes sense. Still sucks, but it is what it is. But back to talking about the Jack Atlas masterclass. Jack continues to be a solid side character throughout 5D's, but it's not until his duel against the Crimson Devil to where we see Jack truly awaken. Like most people that rise to fame in a short period of time, Jack had hit a low period of stagnation, to where his ideology for dueling was put into question, with a strategy built on an overwhelming power power be enough? So Jack signs a deal with the devil, taking part in a ritual duel with the Crimson Devil familiar, where if Jack loses, his soul will be taken over to resurrect the devil. The thematics of this duel was great, with Jack's own power being used against him through a burn damage combo strategy formed by the familiar that capitalizes on the opponent's constant attacks to apply pressure. And even with Jack being cornered with his life hanging on by a thread, he showcases the indomitable human spirit. As long as my soul is still alive, I'll keep fighting until my soul burns out. I will forever love these types of speeches in anime. No matter what, it always hits. Which leads into my favorite moment from Jack in the entire series, a moment that makes this my favorite duel from Jack as well, the introduction to Burning Soul and the magnificent double tuning summoning that greatness that is Red Nova Dragon, peak dragon design. Imagine going to battle against a devil and then midway through the fight you absorb the devil's powers and assert dominance, all without being corrupted by the way. That is GOAT behavior. And you would think that the Jack Atlas hype train would stop here. Nope, it keeps going. Jack's support in the Aporia duel needs to be studied. He took on the big brother role, locked in with the twins, and clown on that despair merchant. You learn how powerless you are on the edge of despair. Nope, take this hope-filled attack and get out of the kitchen. You were never cooking. Aporia had to learn that he wasn't built like Jack the hard way. Another great performance from the king. Now the finale of Jack's greatness takes place during the conclusion of 5D's, when Team 5D's meets up months after the defeat of Zone and everyone was confused about what path they should take in life. Jack was the one to set everyone straight. Deciding to not solely rely on bonds and pushing forward on his own path, this really opened up the team's eyes and allowed them to understand that they needed to choose their own futures, that conviction was necessary in order to advance their lives. After being the character that needed to have his eyes open at the start of the series, it was always cool to see Jack be the one to repay everyone at the end of the series. Jack then ends the series as the world king, going undefeated for 8 years straight. Again, I love these types of characters. People driven by pride who are humbled and then evolve into something greater while still retaining a bit of that ego that makes them who they are. And with that, the Glaze session of Jack Atlas concludes. Let me know in the comments who your favorite rival character is in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or if you are a Blue Lock fan watching this video, let me know who your favorite striker in the series is. Jack Atlas really is that guy though. He's got the looks, charisma, and aura. And if you're someone that wants to improve their aura, then you need to check out Anime Express, the sponsor of today's video. Let's keep it real. A lot of anime merch sucks. Low quality and the designs are not moving the soul, but the Anime Express store has something for you. Hoodies, t-shirts, shorts, LED lamps, jewelry, black blades in stock filled with Mihawk's Conqueror's hockey. This store will feed you well, especially if you are a JJK fan. And don't worry, I'm looking out for my day ones, so if you use the code TheLocalDub10, you get a 10% discount at checkout. So make sure to lock in at animeexpress.store. If you stuck around till the end of the video, I just want you to know that I appreciate you. And if you want to talk to me about anime related topics, join my Discord server. Also consider becoming a channel member, another way to support me and I support you back with shoutouts at the end of the video, early access to new videos, custom emotes, and members only videos depending on which level of membership you decide to choose. And if you're someone that enjoys anime content that keeps it real, consider subscribing so when I hit 10K, you can brag about being a day one. I gotta get back in the kitchen to cook. Peace.